you know, one of the players, a top Tekken player, what is the arc? These guys are living in a broke down, run down apartment in Brooklyn where people are blah, blah, blah. But this same person lived with his mother. He pays no bills.
That makes sense.
He doesn't pay he doesn't pay no light bill. He pays no cable bill. He pays no rent, no nothing. So how can you get upset at grown men paying their bills? What do you want us to do? But you know what it is? At the end of the day, we're doing our job. Do you know why? Because the haters keep coming. So we're doing something right.
Trust me, I know. We know about the haters. If you look at our YouTube comments, especially when one Corey made, Xbox 360 and we've been called niggas thousands of times. So guess what? Good job, haters. You're doing your job because you know you're making us look like we're good.
Thanks,
Keep it going.
Definitely. I just want to ask you a few more questions if you have more time.
Sure.
I'd like to talk about Prodigy X. Is he still a part of Empire Arcadia?
Prodigy has sent in a request to leave Empire Arcadia. Where that's pending right now. I have to speak to him about that. I have not, he has no outstanding contracts with Empire Arcadia except for one, but we're working something out with that sponsor, and that sponsor is coming around to allowing us to drop him off the contract. Once the sponsor clears that, we'll let Prodigy go.
Because, I mean, to all the viewers out there, Empire Arcadia fans or Empire Arcadia haters, it still is the same thing. It looks like a lot of people, a lot of the Empire Arcadia members are slowly falling off the arc, literally. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't, and to us and to all the other people out there, it does not look good at this point. You know, and you've clarified a lot of those things, but it still remains. How many members of Empire Arcadia are still left?
Well, first of all, there's a community, and there are players that are signed to the company. Now, there's over 40 managed members signed into the company. We're not talking about the community. The community, I don't have a number for it. We have random haters, random fans. We have some solid fans that we know about over the ages, and we have some solid haters out there that we know as well. Out of the 40 players that's in Empire Arcadia that span from FPS games, RTS games, trading card games, classic games, puzzle games, and arcade games and fighter games, you have Marn, Justin, Ricky, Ataro, Fighting GM, and Prodigy that have all made statements to leave. 6 out of 40. How are we crumbling?
You know what? Probably it's because these guys you mentioned who are leaving the 6 are really the faces that people see all the time, because we go to all the tournaments and Raw Gameplay, and we see Sanford Kelly, we see IFC Yipes, we see Eva Risson, we see Sanford Kelly was Justin Wong before he betrayed the East Coast. That's what it looks like to me. I don't want to say I don't want to say anything bad about Justin Wong. I want to stay neutral, but it pretty much looks like he betrayed us, because when I went to Road to Eva, was it East Coast Throwdown? I spoke to Justin, and he just simply said to me, "West Side," and I didn't understand what that meant. But now, after watching this film, it kind of put that into perspective why he said that, and it felt like I actually felt like somebody hawked spit in my face with a bad chest cold. That's how I felt when I saw him do that. But that's neither here nor there. But I like to talk more about just the future of Empire Arcadia. Where do you see yourself? I mean, because in the film, I want to spoil it, but it says that, like, I don't know who those two guys were that was actually bashing you. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't like you in particular. And I look on Shirukin, SRK. I mean, I keep very close event hubs.
Shout outs to Shinjo, #1 hater.
Oh, yeah. Like, I know it was this one guy in Chinatown. He plays in the Chinatown fairs, and he said a lot of horrible things on SRK once upon a time. Few months back. I think it's an Asian guy who plays with Akuma.
Andy, yeah.
Yeah, so he...
Auto
Demon, right. Auto Demon. He went in. I read the whole dissertation this guy wrote. This guy sat there and wrote half a book. But we're not even talking about that right now. Where do you see Empire Arcadia going right now? And just for the people out there who's saying, man, give Empire Arcadia until the end of the year, half of their members or all their major players are going to be gone, and Empire Arcadia is going to fade into the sunset. What do you guys say about that? I'm going to let you hold the mic.
Number one, let's clarify something. In the fighting game community, the fighting game community has been defined by the #1 fighting game for the last 10 years that kept this community alive long enough for Street Fighter 4 to come and save a sinking ship. And that game is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Now that we're talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and this is just fighting, we're not even talking about the other aspects of the Empire. Now that we're looking at the fighting games, the only 3 players that matter in that game, Justin Wong, IFC Yipes, Sanford Kelly. One has said he left the Empire. Two remain.
And the two are?
IFC Yipes, Sanford Kelly. What's your famous quote about Empire Arcadia and how you going to stand with it?
Quote? What you mean? The wheels? Oh, I'm going to ride to the wheels full of.
He said, I'm going to ride to the wheels fall off. That's
So
it.
there you have it, people. IFC Yipes is going to ride to the wheels fall off. And you guys all know Sanford Kelly is like a brother to me. I've known him for 14 years. Sanford Kelly is the first official competitor for Empire Arcadia. A lot of people don't know about that. And Sanford told me face to face that him leaving the Empire is like leaving his family. It's not even a professional thing. It's a family thing. So just on the Marvel level with Yipes, Sanford, let's not forget Rasan, Marvel player. People don't even know about Rasan. Let's not talk about the organization, the grassroots organization that started competitive Marvel, the Syndicate. You're looking at one half of the CEO. This is Desmond, Executioner Pickney.
What's going on? What's going on?
And then you have Christian Matrix Ellis. These guys, they built Chinatown. Not Henry Sen, not Justin Wong. They are the ones that put together and got the community going. Henry Sen made money off the arcades. Justin Wong dominated everyone in the game. But who brung the community together, made all the Marvel hypes? That's Marvel Baby Video. Where you think all that's coming from? Yipes, Desmond, Matrix, Infinite, Lincoln.
Without the Syndicate, I won't be in the Marvel scene today.
So there you go. So without the Syndicate, Yipes wouldn't be here.
Sure.
The East Coast scene that Justin portrayed is the scene that made Justin in Marvel. So I don't know. He's going to have to make himself now, and it's going to be him against an army of us. So I don't know how that's going to work out for him in Marvel 3 because, like we said, we got 2 of the 3 best players in the world. So plus a lot of other players training with 2 of the best players in the world. So I don't know how he's going to pull that off, but good luck. Maybe he'll place at top 8 this year. Next Evo, you know what I'm saying?
Now, I'm glad you touched that topic real quick because we have some of the best Marvel players here. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is coming out very soon. You guys will be training. IFC Yipes, Sanford Kelly. You guys will be going in. Definitely, it was Sanford Kelly, IFC Yipes, and Justin Wong. Justin Wong moved and he went to another venture. Now it's just you two. If you guys eventually have to cross paths with Justin Wong at a final or anything, what would you say to him?
I mean, it's not much to say, really. Like, I've been fighting Justin for the past, 4 or 5 years in grand finals and in certain tournaments. So it's like, I love the dude. Justin's my boy. But when it comes to the battlefield, I hate him. You know what I'm saying? And it's that mutual hate, you know what I mean? Because he beats me, and I'm like, damn, I get salty. Vice versa, you know what I mean? So that's just how it goes now.
You know, because I wanted to speak to Sanford Kelly as well, but he had to take off to take care of some personal matters, so I'm sorry I missed him. I took so long. Evil Rasan, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I want to say something. There was a player, Eddie Lee, who was the original king of Marvel back in Marvel 1.
Original king of Chinatown.
And at this time, Justin Wong was basically a scrub. He was a nobody. And a lot of people don't know that the East Coast created Justin Wong. Justin Wong did not just come to the East Coast as a godlike player. And this was way back when. So now that Justin has left the machine that made him, you also see, I'm not going to say him not placing the Evo is a direct result of him leaving the East Coast and leaving the Empire, but the East Coast is still what made him. And he's going away from his source, from his power source. And it's kind of like he's so far away from where he came from that now he's trying to overcompensate with players that are not on the same level as East Coast players as far as Marvel vs. Capcom goes. Now, Street Fighter might have more players on the West Coast, but the type of close-knit community that we have right here at the Arc and New York City in particular is kind of comparable to like Japan, which is a big place, but New York has more players in a more condensed area. West Coast has all these players that are spread out throughout the entire state, and without that close-knit competition and people literally on top of each other trying to be the #1, I don't know how anybody's going to compete with the East Coast as far as like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or, you know, Street Fighter vs. Tekken or any of these games. But like I said, we'll see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Next year's Evo is going to tell a lot about who got the last laugh as far as like what corporation, what company, you know what I'm saying, got the best out of this deal. But as far as I'm saying right now, I think that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is going to be where Empire shines the most. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, I'm glad you spoke about Evo because once I'm sorry, I'm gonna get to you in 1 minute. A lot of people, and I've spoken because we're raw gameplay. We speak to a lot of gamers, and no disrespect, a lot of people were calling me laughing over the phone, and I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" Yo, Evo, why Empire Arcadia? None of them were on top 10. Anybody want to talk about that real quick?
Top 10 as far as what?
As far as winning, as far as Evo that just passed. Period. Yeah, this Evo that passed.
All right, I don't want to make excuses. We lost. That's plain and simple. We lost. However, you have to take into consideration that Empire Arcadia, 2.5 weeks going into Evo, was hit with the news that Justin Wong left the organization. Number two people from the ARC went to Evo. Yipes and Sanford. There was no Dominion, there was no Rasan, there was no Andre. Just 2 people. Flash Metroid never made it out of pools, but he's an Empire of the South. Flo, questionable. We don't even know what Flo's status is. And then EG somehow acquired Ricky Ortiz. So Empire Arcadia at Evolution was really Yipes, Sanford, and Flo. For that matter, and Flash Metroid. So we were underrepresented, and we had these problems to deal with. Plus, with everything going on with EG, if anyone watched Evolution 2010, no time in the history of SRK has SRK ever represented a team attributed to a player. Empire Arcadia has been in Evo since 2003. We came there as a team with uniforms in 06 and 07. Empire Arcadia has made the most noise at Evolution at any time ever. There's always some player that's from Empire Arcadia making big noise. Never has Evolution ever represented our brand. But I will tell you this much. Anyone who watched the stream, how many times Justin Wong, Marn, or Ricky Ortiz was named EG Justin Wong, EG Marn, EG Ricky Ortiz, every moment. And at the end of Evolution, they gave thanks to all the entities responsible for the development of the fighting game community to what it is now. Empire Arcadia put 8 years into this. We were never mentioned.
You know,
this is just the facts.
We're getting to wrap up right now because we actually have to wrap up. Just for some final words, I want to let you speak. You got a minute because I know you didn't say anything. I know I'm just the producers letting us know we have to wrap it up. Just, you know, you've been sitting here. I know you have something to say. Go ahead.
I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, come next year, MC3 comes out, we'll see a big change in the fighting game community. Because as you can see, everybody is just really waiting for the really big game, whatever game, what everybody's really waiting for. And then next year you're going to see that the East Coast is just not all Justin Wong. You're gonna see the East Coast is gonna be me, Sanford, Rasan, Mega Man, Infinite. It's gonna see all of us. So you know, come next year, we're gonna represent big and twice as hard because we're gonna need to prove to them that you know one coast, whether it's East Coast or West Coast, is not one person. Especially in Japan. You're saying.
You know what's funny?
I'll let you pass.
He mentioned all those players that we have that are killers in Marvel, and he didn't even mention Yipes. So that's just letting you know what y'all are in for when Marvel 3 comes out. Yipes, we have so many players in Marvel that Yipes didn't even get mentioned in that round of names right there. So y'all in a lot of trouble, man. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I know this interview went a little longer than expected. Just as respect for IFC Yipes and everybody, we're gonna give you guys 15 seconds to give your final words.
All right, I want to give a shout out first and foremost to my family. You know what I'm saying? Empire Arcadia. You know, Dykeman, of course. Shout out to California. There's a lot of big things going down Caesar's Beatings, for those that don't know, for Marvel. So, you know, we were talking a lot about the East Coast, but, you know, West Coast Marvel and East Coast Marvel, it comes in as one entity, and we represent the community at the end of the day. So, I'm signing off.
All right, I'm going to give Evil Rasan 15 seconds as well.
Yeah, I just want to say shout outs to New Orleans, you know what I'm saying, where I'm from. No disrespect to the West Coast. This ain't got nothing to do with you, baby. This is about us, Marvel, versus the machine, I guess that is EG or whatever they call themselves. And it's a friendly competition. It's not like we personally have anything against Justin, but it's just going to be, you know, some lessons are better, you know, better learned, you know, the hard way. And I think that's what's going to happen to these guys. And, you know, let next Evo be the deciding factor on who's right and who's wrong. You know?
Definitely. Thank you, guys.